All right. Welcome everybody to our ASCC meeting on April 27th. So first order of business is call to order.
Commissioner Vaughn? Here. Commissioner War?
Here.
Vice Chair Dixon?
Here.
And Chair Breen is absent, but we have a quorum.
Great. All right, so we'll move to oral communications. Persons wishing to address the Architectural and Site Control Commission on any subject not on the agenda may do so now. Just please note, however, that the Architectural and Site Control Commission is not able to undertake extended discussion or action tonight on items not on the agenda. Does anyone in the schoolhouse want to? No? Anyone online?
And if you're online, please raise your hand. But as of now, I don't see anyone online.
Okay. All right. So we have an application for review this evening, and it is 140 Degas Road. Do you want to give the presentation? Great.
All right, good evening, Commissioners. Robert Rivera, Senior Planner. Tonight for your consideration is an architectural review and site development permit for an approximately 868 square foot residential addition, interior remodel with associated improvements, including 90 cubic yards of earthwork, site improvements, and exterior lighting. Here's the vicinity map. The project site is a 3.2 acre site located on the west of Degas Road. The property is zoned RE residential estate and is surrounded by parcels that are also zoned for residential use. There are two existing accessory structures on the property, a wood studio, approximately 1,200 square feet in size, and a 340 square foot cabana. The existing property is considered legal nonconforming with regards to the maximum impervious surface area required. Here is a site plan of the existing single family structure. And then here's the site plan of the proposed project. The project proposes to reduce existing maximum impervious surface by 875 square feet. However, the project site would still be considered legal nonconforming. Here's the proposed project elevations from the front of the home or the south elevation with project renderings. And then here's the proposed project from the north and northwest elevation. And then lastly, here's the project from the east and west elevation. The proposed colors and materials are primarily natural materials and are consistent with the design guidelines and light reflectivity values. The project is also proposing 3 compliant outdoor lighting sconces located on the south and northeast sides of the property. The project is proposing to conduct approximately 90 cubic yards of earthwork, which will primarily facilitate the location of the residential addition and site work. Notice of the public meeting was mailed to all property owners within 300 feet of the project site. One comment from the public was received and posted, as well as published on the town's website. Staff recommends approval by the ASCC, subject to the conditions in the staff report. And this concludes staff's presentation. And I'm available for any questions.
Let's start with our questions. Okay. Carter and Lance, do either of you have any questions?
I have no questions.
No questions.
I did not have any questions either. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, applicant, if you want to come up and make a statement or give any sort of explanation, feel free.
Good evening. I'm Joe Gardella, the project architect for the project. Our clients recently purchased this property 2 years ago, something like that. And the home was not, let's say, family friendly. And what we've attempted to do here, and believe we've done fairly well, is create a more family oriented home for our clients. Other than that, trying to keep within all the town's guidelines. Yeah, that's about all I got for you guys. So thank you very much for your consideration.
Thank you. Did anybody who's in the schoolhouse want to come up for public comment? Anybody online? Okay. Okay. Okay, got it. Okay. All right, so we have the applicant and allies in the schoolhouse. Does anybody online have their hand raised?
No one online.
Okay. All right, so then we'll move to our commission discussion. Carter, what? Oh, you do have a public comment. Okay, well, great.
I am the liaison, I believe, for ASCC right now and trying to take my responsibilities seriously. I looked into this and I wanted just to make sure my comment is about Westridge and the relationship between Westridge and ASCC and the planning department. And I did do my homework and talk to everybody, and it was all done absolutely perfectly. And everybody loves the new owner and everything is going great. But I have only one question, which is on the paperwork, should I have somewhere seen that there was a letter from the WASC that approved it and their great pleasure with the way the owners have done their work, et cetera, and whether we could put that on somehow so it was obvious, so it wouldn't, so that both planning wouldn't forget about it, but also that WASC would be reminded if they hadn't gotten theirs in time, et cetera. So that's my comment.
Thank you.
Me?
Go ahead, Lance.
I like the product. It looks good. Thank you for doing a nice job.
Yeah, I support the project. I think it's sympathetic. I think it's appropriate. Read the comments from the neighbor being concerned that it's big. It's not big. It's a very, very good adaptive reuse, of an existing structure. And I support the project, as it's proposed.
Yes, I feel the same way. I was not able to make the site visit, but I did do a drive-by. And it's very, nicely screened and private. And I think it's a really nice project as well and makes great use of what's there while enhancing it. So I support the project as well.
I move approval of the project as proposed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You're late, Anna.
So you're done. You can go.
You guys have any?
Pardon?
You guys have any informational items or committee reports? I mean, we're going to do a site visit for a pre-app
Mhm.
on Friday, but
Go ahead and turn the mic on.
Do we have any follow-up from some of those staff questions we posed on some of those other projects?
Yeah, so one thing with some of the questions, I'd be happy to answer them outside of the ASCC meetings. I do want to be careful about discussing projects that aren't an agendaized matter.
Sounds great.
But I can report out at least that things have been approved and followed certain plans, and I can follow up on certain addresses that I think have potentially been of concern.
I wonder, sir, if you could, speak to the question, regarding significant trees and whether that's a subjective review or an objective review. That I thought the town attorney was going to deal with that.
Yes, and I think I'd have to follow up with you because I know that's regarding some very specific questions around.
I'm not asking about the specific property. I'm actually asking, a more really a town-based, question, regarding, what the town attorney's opinion is, because, as the state pushes us towards, objective review, I'd want to know, what the status of our ordinance is regarding our significant trees.
Yeah, I think that's something I'd be happy to follow up with you on, especially if it's considering opinions from the town attorney who's not here tonight. So
okay,
So we got minutes now?
minutes, yeah. I need to just open mine
I reviewed them.
for a minute.
I'll move to accept as presented in the packet.
I second that motion.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Move to approve. And that's it. We will adjourn. Thanks, everybody.
move we adjourn.